a profession. Ain't nobody got life figured out, but niggas tell lies and niggas be messy. I've been chasing the art of perfection. That shit got me feeling so less than. I was scrolling on threads, trying to take chances. Somehow I made a connection. Introducing the bread and the butter. Run up the stream like bears in the summer do. Out here trying to encourage the younger gen. Bitch, I let it come straight from the frontal lobe. I remember doing poetry, Poetry do something for an old soul. Gotta give it to Zabe, cause Zabe took me to my very first show. Put so much in my art that you gotta notice. All this money come in hard not to blow it. I don't worry my brain or the paper rolling. Try to stay stoic, but my heart be showing. It's a killer game, got the blade poking. I was scrolling on threads. It was me and a voice in my head, tryna find me and know it should be, and get us a check.
Peace, family, friends, and loved ones out there. We're back, and we're going to jump right into it. Right, we're talking about destiny swapping and ritual practices. Okay, let's just start off talking about the destiny swap. I don't want to say I agree or disagree with destiny swapping. I know for myself, I don't have any interest or any intentions to swap destinies with anybody down here on this planet. Not even my father's or his father's, right? But I do understand that it's individuals down here that look up to other individuals where not in the right mental or emotional state of being, they can become obsessed or can become jealous or envy of the sort and want to be that person or want to derail that person's destiny just because of that spirit and that energy. And I believe that is something that happens down here on this planet a lot. Sometimes it's just due to like karma, and really sometimes I feel that it's the actions of the individual that brings forth that destiny swapping energy. When I say energy, of being able to possess another entity in some way. And that could be through their thoughts, their soul, their spirit, the mind, or even physically controlling the body of some sort. But I don't agree that uh, I'm interested in any destiny swapping. But when you look at someone that is using that energy to swap destinies, you have to see that their spirit is backwards, meaning that it wants to use the energy of manipulating and imitating another energy when the spirit has its own energy to use and create with and experience with, but now it's using this energy to swap or to derail someone else's progress. That is something um, where the spirit is just backwards, and when they're trying to receive someone's luck or success, when they see someone doing very well in a particular area of life, using that energy to tap in and steal someone's success or happiness is something that I believe people can do to someone who's not aware of their energy and how to protect their energy and to even listen to their spirit, because you might not be one that knows how to protect their energy, but just using your intuition and hearing your spirit telling you to remove yourself from that person or that space or that situation. I believe that It's in all of us. So I don't see that happens. But what I do see happening is when someone is trying to swap destinies with someone, and in the process of doing that, they are attacking the person that they are swapping or trying to swap destinies with. So, in attacking, they are holding a relationship bond with that person, and it's basically squeezing and leaking out their energy. And that's the part where I feel you have to be aware of when you see or hear people trying to swap destinies or they have that type of energy, because that energy is something that a lot of people do subconsciously and consciously. So it's like a double-edged sword on when people come around you and you build these relationship bonds, right? So just knowing how to redirect yourself in alignment is how I see where you do not get caught up in these type of scenarios where someone is manipulating you in a situation to where you are misled, and you are given the idea that everything is going to be according to how you want it, but in the background things are happening much differently. And so, for example, you might need to do a reality check. And I said reality check because when you're seeking to be someone other than yourself, then that's when you can be manipulated much easier because you're out of balance, you're out of position, and someone who's looking for someone out of balance and out of position to use that energy can easily spot your energy because you're trying to be something that you're not. And that's wrong. That's what's wrong with society today, is that a lot of people are trying to be something that they're not, and that energy is now available for those energy vampires or people that swap in destinies, are really just grabbing that energy and using that energy to move forward with their manipulation schemes with someone else in their relationships. So it's just a lot of chaotic energy that people pull from and be able to strengthen their position in certain relationships and certain positionings in their jobs and home situations and whatever it is that they're into, right? So when you're doing this reality check, make sure you see that you have to be yourself and your authentic self so that your energy can be protected by your spirit and your soul. It's going to protect it if you're being your original and true self. If you're outside of that, then there's room for manipulation and you to give over that energy. Just like with religion, the manipulation of religion and how emotionally and spiritually and mentally it confused us and allowed a bond to be made, and then from there they was able to spread lies and tell untruthful things about groups of people, which isn't fair, but it is the truth that it is a lie. And what we're seeing now is that a lot of these people that believe and walk this religion life is now seeing that a lot of what's been told to them visually to imagine and to see, it's been lies. So let alone just the translation and the books being left out of the Bible and how things is being moved around in a sort to where it causes more distortion, more confusion than allowing one to take in the knowledge and seek more enlightenment from the knowledge, right? So, you also have to look at the religion as one way of manipulation, but there's another way of manipulation by the way we see our media and the lifestyles that they promote individuals to be, right? These lifestyles are very toxic. And when you're dealing with toxic energy, it's something that you have to personally remove from your energy. And then after you remove from your energy, you have to remove that energy from your environment, right? Because that's where the cycle continues. The cycle continues when you don't clean up your environment, your energy environment, your energy field. You must do that. Um, but if you have jealous people around you and that's not really showing their true face and their true self in the present moment, then it could be very tricky to see that they are trying to steal your spiritual star energy. You are a spiritual star, and your light is a special energy that functions not only for you but for all living cycles. And instead of sharing or instead of exchanging the energy in the corrective way, they are trying to steal the energy or have been stealing the energy. And that's where this destiny swiping starts to become a discussion or an action that people actually try to do. But let's move over into the the ritual practices about how people try to use your energy. And I say use your energy, but just name stealing alone is one way of using someone's energy, because the name sets the tone for the energy to forecome. Once you know that name, you can kind of feel or project or try to project what the energy might feel like. So just the name stealing is one thing. And then soul manipulation, meaning studying someone to the point to where you are not only doing every action that the individual do, but you're also trying to live by the same, um, I guess, values and morals of someone, which that's not a bad thing. So I don't want to say that soul manipulation in the right way or in a righteous way isn't good. Or for example, you just look at um, rest in peace Kobe Bryant. He was, they say Jordan point two, and with Kobe, as I look back and reflect on his actions and his decisions in his career, he chose a blueprint that fit his design. And I say his design because he seen a design that looked it like his model, his type. So it wasn't trying to be like someone, but he was already that model and that type. So it was easy to pick that blueprint. And so if soul manipulation, or if that was to say that's what that is, then that is a righteous way of looking at someone doing that, compared to um, when people just use your name or use your energy to try to be you. And when they try to be you, they don't know how to make the same decisions and have the same actions that you would take, or even have the same tone that your frequency lets out when you do and say the things that you do. So it's really in a disillusional state for someone to try to name steal or to soul manipulate someone. And that was one reason why a lot of people in the area where I grew up from, and probably just in this Western state, we don't share our government name or share our full name with our community because you never know when they're going to use it and how they're going to use it, right? And so that's where things become um, where you want to protect your energy, protect your name. So we have nicknames of this sort because once someone puts energy in your aura space, if you're not doing the proper practices and exercise to remove that energy from your aura space, then you get cycles and karmas of bad patterns of energy, right? Things that's been accumulated and been in your aura field and you've been pulling from and using and haven't cleared, and now new cycles have come and reactivated and triggered those uh, energy cycles. And another way is the fate and karma transfer, where we all have our own fate and we all have our own karma. So, for example, like when the hero of the movie it tries to absorb the energy of the people and it tries to lead the people to liberation of some type of safe haven in the movie and take the burden off of others. And that's where you can see the karma and the fate trying to change that. And that's something where it's a righteous intent, but we all have to understand we are all not built for that role, right? Or that responsibility to take. And it's just another example, like when you see um, one actor and you know the actor is innocent, but um, he ends up getting the bad side of something, and it's like he basically trades fate with someone just because of his decision, trying to be the good guy, trying to save someone, jumping in front of the guy before he catches the bullet. That example, um, that is the compassionate sacrifice that they're trying to change the fate or the karma of the individual, right? So, and then the last one that a lot of people would practice or believe in is the one that's in the Bible, and that is the scapegoat. And that's in the book Leviticus. You can see where the priest puts his hands on the goat's head and transfers the sin of the people into the goat, and then releases the goat back into the forest to be back in the wilderness, where um, that's the same thing when people are in the movies and they are framed for something, knowing that another group of people or another individual did it, but it's clear as day what is being done. So the scapegoat is another way that people um, transfer their energy over to people uh, in a way of either bad intent, good intent. It's just really up to the individual and those who interpret their actions. But just remember that you are a spiritual star and your light is what the reality wants. And I say the reality of things that they want your energy, they want your light because that's what they feed off of. That is the currency. That is the real form of currency down here. Is your energy, your light. And so that's what I think is really going on right now um, with this energy that we're being approached with. It's either fight or flight. And it's like right now, a lot of people with their emotions not balanced, they're ready to fight because it's just so much action and you just have so much emotion. You're ready to go right at whoever you want to attack. And that's why this war mentality and this war mindset is resonating with a lot of people around the world. But also, there's the opposite energy where there's uh, instead of fight, it's flight. And that's like being able to get on a conscious level or a frequency level where you float over the chaos and over your stress and over the problems and over the distractions, right? Because The flight is understanding that no, you can't control those around you and the emotion and the chaos that's going on around you, but you do have the capability to float right above it, right? And that's the beautiful thing about choosing the right decision because the universe presents the right solution for you in the present moment. So instead of getting right to action and into war, sit, think, breathe, and understand that you have the energy to create in that present moment with a rational mind the decisions that's going to lead you forward. And with that said, Rafiki Youngu, happy Friday to everyone out there. Still March season, the energy is still in shift, still in flow. So take advantage of that, give thanks, be grateful, and protect your energy.
Ayo, 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 ayo. Want love in this music? Get money and choose a profession. Ain't nobody got life figured out, but niggas tell lies and niggas be messy. I've been chasing the art of perfection. That shit got me feeling so less than. I was scrolling on threads, trying to take chances. Somehow I made a connection. Introducing the bread and the butter. Run up the stream like bears in the summer do. Out here trying to encourage the younger gen. Bitch, I let it come straight from the frontal lobe. I remember doing poetry, huh? Poetry do something for an old soul. Gotta give it to Zabe, cause Zabe took me to my very first show. Put so much in my art that you gotta notice. All this money come in hard not to blow it. I don't worry my brain or the paper rolling. Try to stay stoic, but my heart be showing. It's a killer game, got the blade poking. I was scrolling on threads. It was me and a voice in my head. Tryna find me a know it should be and get us a check.